It's a stab party.
Yeah. Good day. What's up, JP? What's up, everybody? Hey, I did the screen I said I was going to do. Shamancy. All right, but I should really, I can do this. And then I can do that. Oh no, then it has to get, okay. One more thing. Oh, it's a, oh. Yeah, it's okay. It's a different source. Crap. Need to add another button. No. God damn it. All right, we'll leave it there for now. I'll do the Stream Deck buttons in a moment. Yeah, hi, we're here. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna work. This might break for adding features and bugs. To this. I hope this works. I think. Okay, so what I wanted to do, what I thought of yesterday was, I want a visual of where the spawns are, like this, right? So initially we had, see, now it says show, because because this was a fresh set. So this is, I gotta remove these. I don't know, a quicker way of doing that, but okay. Did I must have moved blocks by accident, or the code is doing something that's not supposed to. Did I move the points? I might have moved something. Because that wasn't like that before. Okay, well, I guess we get to test it. The whole location change? What? Okay. What about? Yeah, the whole thing got shifted. Okay, so something must have happened when I might have like clicked and dragged something. But yeah, this is what I had originally. So I have these like cubes that's the exact spawn locations. Yeah, it should be, all of those should be here. Like the red were here and the blue were on that side. So everything got shifted from here to there. I don't know what. I mean, I probably just need to start from scratch and just re-add everything and try everything again. But yeah, so I got the boxes working. These are like debug cubes. Ignoring decimals. No, I think it's like the default cube is like centered on the box itself. Like the exact spawn point is the literal corner. So wherever the boxes are, it's like the center of the box or the cube is the spawn point. That I can like I say just bump it up by 0.5 on the Y, right? Yeah, so if you look at oh no, wait, I can't do that. I can't look at the spawn coordinates. Oh wait, we can do this. There. Yeah, so these spawn coordinates, yeah, so the exact center of the dummy is exactly where the cube is. So everything just needs to get bumped up like by half a block. Yeah, so you see. So for the default cubes, you can't attach nameplates to stuff. You can only attach nameplates to entities. And for some reason you can't attach a nameplate to a mannequin, which is exactly the same thing as this, but the mannequin doesn't move. There's no animations to it, but the test dummy is an entity that you can put a nameplate on it. So I had to just put in what the player spawn, the location was, the team, and the coordinates. So randomly it figured that out because I used a different NPC as like a default like go at it. I use like those little like queeb, whatever the hell they're called. The problem is that couldn't figure out how to freeze them, so they just spawned in and then all of a sudden they started running around. So I was like, oh, that's not gonna work. That's a fun feature, but yeah, that doesn't work at all. But yeah, this works. The test dummy just stays exactly where the spawn point is, and they don't move. And then the text on top. I want to fix the text on top now, but yeah, I wanted a visual besides the cubes. I wanted like an NPC to show the text on top of like what each spawn number was, the team, and then the coordinates. Oh, I love. I mean, too. If I was able to put text with the cubes, I would 100% do that, but it doesn't. You can't attach a nameplate to a cube or to a non-entity according to the API or Hytale system, which doesn't make sense to me. But hologram, yeah, hologram would be cool. But yeah, no, I wanted to do like a cube that was like you change the opacity of it, which exactly like this is. It is the debug cube works beautifully. But yeah, to be able to just attach the same nameplate to, I mean, the cube should be an entity of some type, and just attach it to that. You look, yeah, cool. But yeah, no, yeah, I love I was like, yeah, just for every single team, just make it a different color of the rainbow. So like team 1 will always be one color, and then mobs are always yellow, and yeah, every other team color is just another like or variation of the rainbow. And then yeah, everything is like, I'm pretty sure I can. everything's non-collision, so you can easily set everything and see how everything looks. Then yeah, then you go forward, you go here, you go hide dummies, and then hide cubes. Yeah, I don't know how those got moved though. That's something must have happened in the midst of like everything else. I'm gonna completely delete everything and just restart over again. But yeah, the debug cube thing was easy. The nameplate of it had no idea. There's like, no, it doesn't exist. You can only attach nameplates to entities. I'm like, but it is an entity though? Like, technically, right? Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. And then, yeah, I found those, like, other cubes in here. What are they called? Not invis, it's... Yeah, these things. An editor block. A visible placeholder block for level design does not affect gameplay. I was like, oh, I can just use that as a visual. But yeah, attaching a nameplate to a block or like those cubes would be really cool. Yeah, everything got shifted. Okay, the show and hide cubes is broken. I need to fix that. Debug spheres, cones, cubes, cylinders. Oh, that's cool. I guess a downward pointing arrow could be helpful. That could be cool. Let's... Okay, let's do this. I need maybe a quicker way to do this, but we'll do this for now. And mob. Frustum? Oh, we should get the enter key working for that. Also, yeah, the UI to be a little bit more user-friendly. To entities, though, so it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, weird quirks like that. I'm like, huh. It's interesting. Beam 2. Okay. And then we'll do mob. Yeah, to be able to open it up to the same UI again would be really nice. I need to figure that out. Mob. And mob. Okay, so now that's all set. Oh. Show cubes. They show. Beautiful. Yep, yellow are those. We got orange. We got green. And now we'll do... Okay, so it's automatically defaulting the cubes to be off. As soon as you go into it, it should toggle like the dummies. So I just need to port the logic over to the cubes. Then we got that. So it shows team 2. Yeah, these are team 2. These are mob spawns. And then these are team 1. I love this. This is like I was like, it was funny because what Chris said yesterday. It was like, oh, scope creep. I'm like, and then think about it this morning or when I was going through this, I'm like, is this scope creep? I'm like, no, because you need a visual. Like there was no visual. Like even if you had in here, like if you had the coordinates, you still wouldn't know where the hell anything was. You'd have to remember each of the locations of where all the team spawns were, or even the mob spawns. So I wanted a visual in-game of a cube or a dummy or something like that to show where they are. So you just look at it at a glance and be like, okay, so I can delete player spawn 3 and that one will disappear, and then you can completely remove it, add something else. So like that, having this is fantastic. And then we can apply this to like the mob spawns when we do this, actual mob spawning like game mode. And then spawning enemies at specific locations, we can do already. So the logic is like is instantly there, which is fantastic.
Oh.
The F key for debug menu. Yeah, you can do F7. Was in the and hit F7 again gives you more information, but F7 once gives you the chunk, the target block, and then the block, and then your feet location. So that's that. Yeah. What's up, Alton? Dude, I got the debug or the visual working. We don't have any of those like little guys running around. I wish I was streaming that because it was hilarious. So as soon as so mannequins don't work. Practice dummies or test dummies do work. Even though they do move around because they're like you can actually smack them. But these are entities that have the text above them. So the text I want to fix, I want to put like the name, the team, and then the coordinates. I want to make it look nicer if I can. If you can actually change the text. I want to do that next. But yeah, but now we have the logic to spawn any mob or any entity in any location. So it's like, yes. Because before we had this, which was, it just basically showed cubes that you can like walk through. But the cubes, you can't have nameplates attached to them because of the logic of how the API works. So, but yeah, I had the little guys before, and they dropped down in exactly the locations, and all of a sudden they just scattered and started like roaming around. I'm like, oh, that kind of defeats the purpose. But you can freeze you can freeze NPCs though. Like if you go Creative Tools, Spawn Entity. No, not in here. In the command line. Which is, this is what I don't understand, is like, why can you do stuff within the command line that's not automatically like on the others, like within the actual menu system itself? Like that doesn't make sense to me.
Oh.
You go NPC, and then you can spawn one, but then there's a freeze. You can freeze an NPC in its spot. So I wanted to do this because the mannequin didn't work for whatever reason. So I was like, oh, let me just spawn another random NPC, freeze them in place, and then apply the nameplate to them, and that way we have a visual for where they are. But I don't know how to get this to a command line, not a command line, but another, whatever you say, not a class, a You know what I mean. Program it wise, scripting it wise for it to do this, like this specifically. So, yeah. But now I need to fix the logic of the cubes. I need them to stay toggled. But yeah, now I need to fix the menu system up. But yeah, you can show dummies and hide, and they should turn them on and off. Which now that logic worked. Before that was completely broken. It was like double pasting entities before, and then when you toggled it, it worked. So now the toggling works. But now I need to get the toggle for the cubes to work, and then I'm gonna clean up the text so it's a little bit more readable. If it can be altered, I'm assuming it can be, but then again, maybe it's just simple enough text where it's just like a string and then that's it. Like you can't change like the font size and colors and whatever. Like I just want like them to be on separate lines if possible, and maybe like make the like what the player or the spawn location, like the name is, to make that a little bit larger. That'd be kind of nice. Yeah, it was so random though. It was like all of a sudden it was just like, oh yeah, you can do test dummy. I'm like, what? What do you? How did you come across that? Two, it worked. Because it was like, oh, let's try a different entity type, because I found the NPCs, and it's just like, oh, let's try a different entity type to rule out the mannequin side of it. I'm like, okay, that sounds good. And as soon as they did that, instantly worked. They had the name tag, they had the nameplates on top of their heads already. I was like, oh, okay, so the mannequin itself, you can't name tag it, even though it's like the same entity as like the test dummy. I don't know. It was so confusing. And I didn't go to I need to go through my Gemini file and completely like rehaul it, because it's like still, it was caught in the same loop for the long, it like completely botched so much stuff earlier. It was so frustrating. And it kept looping, or it's like, it kept getting stuck on like, all I needed to do was add in like a bracket somewhere, and it just failed over and over and over and over. I'm like, I would stop it. I'm like, what are you doing? Just add the bracket and call it a day. And it's just like, then it gets stuck again. And it's just like, it's those little like things that happen. It's just like, why? Like, it's so frustrating. Ooh. Different entity. So you can hologram any entity? Is that what I think it means? You can hologram like anything in the game and just make a hologram version of it? Or is that its own like set class of like shapes and whatnot? Just floating text. Yeah, I guess they would. They would need like some type of like visual thing like that for like their own mini games, right? It makes a lot of sense. It's okay, so the text ends up being its own entity. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to maybe once after we do the text part of it. Good, because then we can put that with the cube. But I love the practice dummies though. It looks really cool. It's so nice. Yeah, there's like particle systems too you can spawn in. I was like, oh, can you attach a text to like a particle system? It's like, no, only an entity. I'm like, more than what you, yeah, but still really cool. I mean, if it works, then still awesome. It would be cool to have like maybe something like the hologram like in the arena in a location that you can set that will that can show you like the like the player count or like what the score is. That'd be neat. When nameplates you end up having text display. Ride a player. So jank. So jank. That's funny though. All right, me back in a sec. I just want to warm up my coffee before we go like fully into that. Yeah, that is super jank. I'd say this is. I find this is so. It's so really interesting to find out like. I was saying this yesterday, like why stuff works the way it does, and like why wouldn't you implement it in another way? Like does it cost too much power or like cycles of like processing certain like logic?
Oh.
Or like why couldn't you attach a nameplate to a block and orient the location of it? Like even just like this, like why? Like I was like, oh, let me look at this block and see like, oh, how do you get this block to go? The outline, the transparency, the numbers, because that's obviously some type of a display too. I'm like, oh, how does with this, the editor tool _ selection work? Because that would be perfect. That I could like, obviously you can go through like the asset editor and like probably duplicate it and take some of its core logic that way, which I don't know how to do. And I was like, that would be scope creep, where I was like, okay, I was like, oh, let me just add my own blocks and make it transparent. I'm like, nah, it's just no, not yet. Like, it would be really cool to have our own blocks to do stuff like that. But I mean, to do this would be like, if I can just go like this and say, hey, spawn location 1, boom. Like, or yeah, just to go like this and then go set, spawn, add, done. Like that would be like perfect. But we have our own UI, so. But that would be the coolest thing to do. That would be the coolest thing to do. I mean, for Hytale Server, sadly. That's okay. I'll just keep asking you questions so that you'll be completely prepared for when like, oh, I already know how to do that. This is I'm your prep work. Like, how does this work? If you don't mind. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get my coffee and then we'll dive in and get this text looking better, and also get the cubes to actually toggle correctly.
Oh.
So, back in a second.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. Do-do-do-do. Mm. Shamancy. Okay. Okay. So. First, the dummies. Perfectly. We need the cubes to act the same way. Right now, when we go into the arena, they get cool. Cool. As I said, the dummy logic was like perfect, but now as soon as you pop into the UI for the arena, it just immediately toggles off the cubes, and we don't want that. We want them to both be able to be toggled on and off individually, and not have the menu system like refresh it. Just to plug in. Keeping. Build the jar, please. Yep. Error, first error. Always does that. I feel like they change shit in the backgrounds for the CLI that just stuff just fails or just breaks all the fucking time. Like it makes like today or this morning and now is like it feels so much different than yesterday. Mm-hmm. Adding it. I was putting. Oh, built it. But there's still mannequin terminology in there, and I want it to be dummies because that was like the whole purpose of like, well, one of the other purposes of like removing that or refactoring that was just to make sure that since mannequins wasn't the correct term, or because it's actually used in the game, I didn't want to use that. I want to use dummies. Yeah, I'll have to do that next just to make sure that's cleaned up and not confusing. Yeah, see, here it's weird too because the dummies are there, and when you restart the worlds, it doesn't remember that. So that needs to be changed too. Luckily with the brush, it's super easy to get rid of them. Okay. Cool. When it's active, though, it works. Cool. Cubes are there. Yay! Okay. So now we can toggle cubes. But not if we toggle them on, leave the world, go back in, it doesn't remember that state. So that we'll have to tweak that. But cool. Okay. No. First floor. Awesome. Noticed that We rename all the. Okay, so having a look through the code because I noticed that there was mannequin terminology or like syntax in there that I wanted to change it to dummies instead of mannequin. Actually, maybe we won't. Maybe I'll just leave it the way it is. Because that test dummy was the actual ID. Just to verify the test dummy. And that has the don't want to remove I'm not sure if the mannequin's terminology is needed for the test dummy. I don't think so, but assuming that would yes, test dummy is the role ID used for the spawn the NPC, and the nameplate logic is directly applied to the spawn test NPCs. Crucially, mannequin is the appearance or model that the test dummy NPC uses. Specified in the asset files like asset server, NPC roles, core, test, integration, test dummy.json. Removing mannequin from these assets definitions would break the visual functionality of the test dummy NPCs. Ah, okay. Okay, so then we won't touch the code. That's good. I was thinking about this. You're like, oh no, if it's like referencing something that it actually needs the mannequin, which that is the actual like the look of that too. No, nice. Said are fine and changed. Please clear. Like, okay, now I'm gonna replace it. I'm like, no, I just said to not do it. It worked fine. What the fuck? Okay. Reloading Gemini. Yeah, today has been like extra like frustrating because it's just does like the stupidest shit. Even when specifically I ask it to do something, like very, very specifically, it's just like, nope, I'm gonna replace this. I'm like, I just said don't. Like, it's crazy. Okay. Want to update the nameplates for the dummies. Possible to change the font size, layouts. And we have each text be on different lines. I'm assuming that's what the /n means is next line, right? Number. Okay, so it doesn't. I see the in the name plate. So doesn't new line. /r, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it could be just its terminology is messed up. Like, how does this work? Addressing nameplates limitations. I mean, worst case, I'll just put a pipe in it or dash in between. It's quite limited in my investigation. Both nameplate Java indicates it only supports a single string of text. There are no exposed properties or methods within the nameplate class for controlling font size, text color, specific layout beyond that single string. Luckily not interpreted as a line break by the client's nameplate render, treated string, advanced styling. If required, advanced styling such as different font sizes, multi-line text, and different line breaks or more complex layouts, you need to implement a custom UI HUD. This involves creating .ui files which are similar to the Oh, we can just do that? Yes. If that will work. Let's try. If custom UI HUD is all that's needed and it just references a UI file, then yeah, absolutely. Then we can make it look like exactly the way we want to. And plus, this is cool because it's like to have everything like super vanilla, like everything is accessed within this within the system itself. Is I don't know. I think that's awesome. Rather than like creating a new, although the other one using HTML to create different stuff is like that's pretty sweet. Like to make it really fancy, that would be really easy to do. Yeah, tell me nameplate HUD at UI. Yeah. Yeah, my project. There's thorough investigations clear the existing Hytale nameplate component exposed. API is designed for simple. Yeah. Custom UI has are fundamentally designed for player-specific overlays. Requires significant and complex custom server-side logic to detect all players within a range of NPC. Dynamically create and manage a separate instance for each. So? That sounds fine. Yeah, no, because you're going to be toggling it on and off, so it's not going to be that. It shouldn't be that. Like, that's that should be fine. Yeah, we'll try it. I mean, if it's not gonna be that bad, then sure. It's like, because it's not gonna be, they're not gonna be on forever. Do you mean world attached? Overlaid, visible to only the players interacting with the arena info. Only the players interacting with the arena page info. When the dummies are shown, show the custom UI. But isn't it already doing it, though? It's just a simple line of text. You're just replacing it with the custom UI. The custom UI HUD. Isn't that basically what it's doing? Trying to do the holograms. Float in 3D space. You can alter the dip. Okay, so I should just give it the code that you gave me then. That seems to be the only thing it's probably gonna be able to try. If you really want to have like custom text. Yeah, I'll do it. Let me launch Discord over here. Okay, let's see if it's smart enough to figure this out. Okay, I have some. Probably gonna run through and look at the source. No, don't read the Gemini file. Significant piece of information. What? I could not find the source code for hologram serializer, entity util, hologram manager, hologram data. When your current. No, I can give it this. I can give him the zip file. Potential dangerous download. Projects. Nope, not projects. Coding. Hytale. Plugin. Paste. Okay. I put in. Can you look at Look at it. Look at the source. Acknowledge yourself. The wits. It's becoming nighttime. Cool. It's reading through it. Oh, must have found it. It's funny that it didn't even say like, oh yeah, I found what you're looking for. We could definitely implement it. It's just like, yep, I'm gonna throw it in now. The package name, yeah. Well, if the naming's wrong, then it's gonna obviously it's gonna have to rename it, right? Because it's just gonna fail. If that's not a part of like Hytale's like system, right? Man, buddy. We're playing with Claude now. Nice. No, it's swapping the dummies for the holograms? Claude. Yeah, I have Claude also. I use that for like everything else, like all the web stuff or like database stuff. Stupidly good. Like really stupidly good. I mean, so far this has been, I'd say like 70% Gemini's been pretty good at this. The other 30% is just frustrating as hell. Because it'll just do the most random shit. And you're like, no! Like, why are you doing that? There's so many limitations, yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine like the $200 a month plan. Crazy. Reverting and replacing. What? I should have had to give me a plan first. It was that. Yeah, that's awesome. I just want to get to a place where it's just like, what do we do next? And I'm gonna be like, Can you tell me like what you found and if it will work? Like give me a sort of a plan first, besides just like changing a bunch of shit. Keeps going through the same things over and over again. We're finding the replacement call, and then this.
Oh.
Oh. Canceling it.
Oh.
I gave you the so look at code and then find I was like, yeah, just look through the source code, see if it'll work. Let me know if it will, and why it would. And if it looks good, then we'll actually implement it. If not, then obviously you've got to try something else. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, right. Apology. And then it just completely forgets about everything that's in the Gemini file that says, don't glaze or apologize, just be precise and concise with what your responses are. Like, it completely, every single time, it completely ignores like what rules you gave it. It happens so often. Like, it's like, I don't get it. What? Hello? It just stopped. I didn't even do anything. What? Oh, God. It's like when it goes through and just does everything, like it goes through, it's like somewhat smoothly. Even if it errors out and it's able to fix the errors and it does it good, it's like fine. But like this random shit is just like, this is not smart at all. The meaning aspect that doesn't appear to be directly configurability is font size. Nameplate component fonts. Set rendering for the nameplate. You can explicitly tell the hologram system or the underlying nameplate component to use a larger font size. However, multi-line and color capabilities should. You can't change the font size for multi-line color graded world attached. Text appears above the dummy. Citation life use. They want that's fine. Fine. It's weird why you customize it so much and you wouldn't be able to change the font size. Oh, that's fine. Just drop this font size. It doesn't. It can get multi-line and them colored. That is perfectly fine. Okay. Let's go. Nameplate entity. It's nameplate. I mean, the nameplate itself is its own entity. So we could just spawn in the entities, just do and have multi-line. We could just call in multiple entities with just like a 0.5 or whatever, like y-axis differential between the multiple lines. That's stupid.
Oh.
Let's see. Yeah, if it's just that, then I'll just. Well, let's see what it does with this first. If it will actually even do it, and then if not, then I'll give it that. Yeah, right now it's reverting everything back. That's fine. Which I don't know why it removed all the dummy stuff anyway. no hologram data. Okay, so it's adding that. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this, and then I'll give it that nameplate entity stuff. Spawn dummy holograms. Okay, build the jar. It's gonna fail because it always does whenever it tries to implement something new. Like every time. Error. There you go. Yeah, no shit. That doesn't exist. Oh. That simple hologram data. It just double added it? That doesn't... No. What? Why did... I was like, wait. It just added the text the same 2 lines below it. Missing a dependency? Adding it... No. What did... Okay, so it wants to... So that hologram thing for that jar, is that something that was supposed to... Is that built in... Is that a part of something else? A different jar? Or is that part of Hytale's system? Because it's referencing that name, but obviously you can't find it because... Yeah, it says its plan is to navigate over to ref hologram, run this install, get the jar, and then add the jar to the POM file. Yeah, I guess we can try it. No, because it's going to fail because it's not a... And now that's going to... Yeah, the other one's going to lack the POM file because it won't know how to render or how to compile that. I'd honestly just I'd rather try the other thing that you sent me. I'll say no. Can we remove the gram stuff? but I want to. First. You know, I'll have to remove it. I don't want to compile other shit to add other shit in that. Or just use the in-game stuff if possible. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, like what. It's like, why couldn't it even see the text that was there to begin with, and it'll just add another entry of the same lines again when it's the same text? Like that is like the stupidest shit to me. Like that. Like, what? You can create all these systems that's just going to waste even more tokens for reasoning of just like you completely ignore the shit in the first place. Like, it's crazy. Cool. All right. It's successful. Let me make sure that it actually does work. Copy. Dummy name. What? It didn't. Oh my god. Let's go. Hey, here's the API. Yeah. Can I just delete that file? Source main Java. No. Resources common UI. Nope. Shit. I click terminal. NVN. Clean. Install. Hopefully something else isn't referencing it. Something else might. Does it remove everything? Did it remove the UI, the dummy UI file, HUD file? No. There's probably something else that's going to be... No, it's fine. Okay. Awesome. Cool. All right. Awesome. Okay, it works. Okay, we're in a working state now. Yeah, I had to delete the dummy, the custom HUD file that it was gonna use for that. Because even if you have the file in there and it's not referenced anywhere, then if the syntax of the file is incorrect, then the plugin just fails because even though it's not used anywhere. Yeah, file's not used, but I'm just gonna error the plugin out anyway. Okay. Can we try? Exit. Go back in. Gotta just send the client. Yeah, yeah. I guess that makes sense. But also, if it's not referenced if like it's not referenced in the core Java files to load, then why would it try loading it in the first place when it's not even being accessed for anything? Okay. Okay. Can you look at this? See if used show multiple text. That's the location of that. Its own entity. If so, can we use all the oh, sub-agent. That's cool. It could spin up its own like sub-agents. Code base investigator. See, that's pro for you. That's the one thing I love about Claude is setting up agents to do specific things. Like I have one specifically to do like the like code review, another one to do like the git commit stuff. Another one to update like the Claude MD file if I have like questions or like additions to do. Like I just do tag specific agents to do like those specific ones because they all have their own context windows. That's awesome. You got it. Okay, still searching through it. Hello? Not an entity itself. It's a component designed to be attached to an entity like a mob or a player, or give it a single line name. Entity labeling, not for displaying a arbitrary line text or custom elements. To display multiple lines of custom text, you should use the HUD manager system. Each player object has a HUD manager player to show custom UI. Create a class that extends Hypixel Hytale server core entities player HUD custom UI HUD. Oh, it passes HUD membership. That can be applied to the HUD manager is specifically tied to a player instance. This means the HUD to the, on the player screen. Therefore, you cannot directly apply. Dummies assuming dummies refers to non-players. Worlds like training dummies and HUD manager refers to UI client. Acquire different involving custom entity that renders text. So no, according to this, it's no. Creates a projectile entity and attaches a nameplate. Yeah, but even for this, for the HUD manager, it thinks it's for the player itself. You can't attach it to non-players. Create entities with custom rendering that can display text using multiple strategically positioned nameplates components if possible. Already rolled out multi-line text. That whatever the XQ core thing is in there, right? Because it's still referencing the XQ core thing, which obviously it's gonna fail because it doesn't know what that is. But that just looks like it's a system line, or let's see. Mostly. Can you? Let's see. Yes, this custom bit is absolutely can be used for what we want to do for goal multiple lines. Above a dummy in the world, floating hologram text. There's this. Iterate 2 lines. Calculate the vertical offset. Wait a minute. Code provides a robust pattern creating hologram text. Stores identity, entities, HUDs, UIDs adjusted. Created text entities are stored, which is crucial for managing later despawning and is no longer needed. Okay. I want to make sure it doesn't like remove the dummies because I still want them. We just want to have multiple lines for information. Okay, hologram. Manager data. Okay, cool. Cool. It's funny though. Also, it's like once it like recognizes something it can use, it just like flies through it. Stupid for being so smart. No, I mean when it's smart, it's like stupidly quick. But when it's and the parts that are dumb is like constantly looping through the same shit, doing things that you specifically never asked for, like literally not following the rules that you've already set for like your main MD file. Like that's where the stupid shit is. It's just like when it does the random stuff that you already specifically asked it not to do, and it does it anyway. Like that's the most frustrating shit ever. Can I use the /hologram command in game? What? No. What do you? I don't. I want. What? I mean, it's cool once. The gram. I want the text of the dummies to show those grams. Split into multiple lines. You're absolutely right. I remove that. It's, yeah. Incredibly dumb. Yes. Now, see, now it understands it. It thought it wanted me to, well, now we have a /hologram command for the plugin, you know, extra features. See, this is going off. This is scope creep. The AI just adds features that you've never specifically asked for, indirectly asked for, not. Yeah, see, now it understands what I'm like. It's like, oh, you want the text above the dummies to be the holograms themselves, and just utilize the data from the dummies of like the actual text and having it on multiple lines. Oh, cool. But see, that's cool though, because now we can actually put in holograms in different locations, because I want to actually have text in the game of like, you know, maybe like round numbers left or how many kills you have. That'd be kind of cool. But that probably needs a whole nother slew of stuff. And I obviously would want larger text. And that probably needs like a plugin or something specifically altered. Or they need to change it. They need to change their API so that we can actually do stuff like that. I should put that in like the plugin when eventually whenever this gets uploaded to Curse or something like that, or wherever plugins are for Hytale, I'll be like, hey, extra bonus features that I didn't ask for, and then just list all the extra features. The scaling the projectile scales the text, maybe. Because can you like scale the projectile but then make it invisible? Build the jar. It's gonna fail because it always does. Whenever we implement something new, it always fails. Yep, there's the error. That was short though. Unclosed string. Oh my, okay. Okay, that was a lot of errors. Please don't break everything. It's like whenever you implement something new, it's just like everything else just breaks. Like, no. Okay, still lots of errors. Package does not exist. Okay, cool. Okay, so what packages are you trying to include that don't exist in the first place? It's like, can you just like look through the list first to see if the if the package exists to begin with and then implement it rather than guessing of what the package might be? Revelations! Holy shit! Should tell it to remove the. Well, the command is fine, but I don't want a hologram command. Can we not? And what this is done is going to be like, hey, now you can do the /hologram command at your location. Like, no, that's. I did not ask for that. It's bad though when you can actually when you can predict what AI is going to do, because it's the shit that would exactly what's going to happen. Mismatch, yeah. Yeah, failing to edit shit, yeah, usual. No, I don't want that's... Yes, keep loop detection enabled. Why would you disable the loop detection? It's fucking stupid. This has been halted. The fuck? It's like stupid shit like that. Like, why wouldn't you continue doing exactly what you were doing? Please stop failing. And like if it fails to do what it needs to do, and then it just writes the entire file in another file, and then replaces the code in that file. Like, what? This where it, a cursor or something that would be much better to use for doing all this coding stuff. Hey, crap load of errors. Awesome. Important symbol resolution issues. Our content the hell. Managers fixed. Okay, cool. Please work. Cool. Still errors out. Awesome. Package does not exist. Errors even for Java utility classes point to the fundamental class path issue. Re-examine the I already extracted that. Right? Isn't it all the information in the source? The Hytale server, the source? Mismatch between Hytale server reference and the actual. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, allow it because it's gonna find the same shit as the freaking directory because it's the same. It's the same thing. Yep, just read through the whole thing. And you'd be like, oh, yep, it's the same. Oh, shit. Edited the import. Oh, I just copied that on the wrong computer. Okay, correct, didn't update the Java. Imports better. watch it not add those imports. I'm calling it now. It's too easy to call this shit. It won't do it. It's fucking dumb. Okay, less errors. Missing server, data manager, color, util, color. Okay, missing server, data manager, color, util, collectors, symbols. Get ref, get transform. All right, let's have it go. Yeah, so can't find specific stuff. Have it skip them? I don't know what that means. Because then there's something in the code trying to reference them, or just delete those specific lines because it's those lines are just not needed. And then which? Yes. Okay. So hologram manager. Let's see, color, util, and data min. Is there even? Yeah. Data manager, color, utils, and what else? Well, server was the other one it said, right? Server collectors. Okay, so for logging. What? Collectors. not even listed in there. Cool. Which truncator do I need the full output from? Here's my approach. I'll address the hologram. Should be that. Okay. Dude, but no, it just undid all the stuff I just did. Yeah, for sure. We'll just have it continue to its thing. Mm-hmm. No, it's still trying to. It's still doing. I guess yeah. If the commands technically then work, then they should work for the other stuff too. Come on. It's gonna feel like because all that other shit's in there. Oh, yeah. Unclosed stream, literal. Yep. Fix the text. Now I'm just interested to see if the hologram command will actually work. Okay. Yeah. Cannot find symbol. Yeah, that's where the other imports are like not. Can you remove the just stop it there. I'm just gonna have it remove those imports, the ones that fail or missing, and then just try building the jar after that to see what happens. server, data manager, color. Yep. Okay. It remarked them. Modifying those. Yep. Get rid from UUID. And yeah, it's going through all the commands right now. It's basically made an entire hologram command list to do it, basically. Yeah. Build. Error. Short error. Spawn command cannot find a symbol. Get transform. World lacks get entity by UUID. And player lacks get transform. Okay. Super short error. Oh, yep, there's the... That's probably where the get ref from UUID needs to be, right? Hologram manager Java cannot find symbol. It does contain the method, it's just the type mismatch. I'll verify the world import, the hologram manager, then inspect universe to Java to confirm. Just re-import everything again. It sure did. Hytale server. applies to system scope dependency. Column XML is causing class path issues. It's handling the system scope dependencies in the root file. No, it's not. But no. God damn it. Get rid of these again. Should I just tell it to get rid of anything that's referencing data manager and color util, since those just don't exist? Like, since it literally can't find them, like what's the point of even trying to use them in like components or like referencing them? Like that literally doesn't make any sense at all. Can you remove imports for remove any instance of the I'd be like, what's the point of having it in there when it doesn't even exist to begin with? Like, you have full access to the jar and the source file, so you can see if the reference actually exists. If it doesn't, if it's not there, then why do you have it there in the first place? Like, what's the purpose of whatever it's trying to do? Oh, yep. Yep. Boom. Because it's just going to give you the error of if something else needs a reference to an import, then you'll get a completely different error telling you that. Like, that just makes logical sense. was like, hey, I can't run this, so you need some type of an import that exists that will give you the ability to do XYZ. Cool. Is there, in Java, is there a way, instead of like importing so many different libraries into every single file when a lot of the files require the same imports? I guess it's a way for a way to not load everything, like every class or whatever. Because this seems really redundant for to import like so many different classes and so many different files when a lot of the files have the same stuff. Oh. Oh, yes, that's the get entity by UUID. So that's where you need the reference one, right? Location, viable world of type, com, hypixels, Hytale. Server core, universe, world. Well, if denied, I'll attempt ineffective workarounds for entity by full class. You cannot find symbol method get entity by UUID Java util UUID on the world object, despite it does exist. The correct import indicates a persistent class path class loader issue. The Maven system scope. Digitally hurting cats. No, you're not. Being stupid. Check the file server. Stupid. Yes, this is where I need to redo the Gemini file to be like, to really organize it, to know it's like where the like logs are, where sources are, where everything else is. No, then it doesn't exist. I don't know what that means. JP, or is that referencing like what specific error that we're running into? Okay, let's do this. Back. Aha! Okay, analyzing it. Dude, why does it keeps adding back the freaking data management and color utils every single time? And it's gonna fail because of the ones that got imported again. Why did you add them back? Why? You add imports that. Fucking stupid. Yes, keep them. Just want to just fully delete them out. It's like, Jesus Christ, why does it keep adding them back in? So dumb. Worst case, I'll just put spaces in between the dummies text, and then we'll just move on to the actual like next part of this. Oh my god, it built. Yeah, but what's gonna break? It always does. Oh my god, it actually it built. Holy crap. Copy. Paste. An error. Explodes. It works! Yes! Oh! It works! JP, thank you. God, you're smarter than AI. Don't get too confident, Al. You'll be replaced in 2 years. No, I'm just kidding. It's still on the phone. I can't believe you completed. You did it on the phone. Oh my god, it actually works. It's freaking awesome. Stupid. Oh my word. Oh my god, right now I just want to be like, remove everything from your to-do list because it works. Picture, hide, beautiful. Back into the UI. Just show the cubes. I still love the cubes. We're gonna keep them. Hide, show both of them. Cool. Now it's just the other functionality of like if we leave the world and pop back in, we can't toggle them off. We need to be like consistent when relogging from the server or from the world. That's awesome. Dude, that's sick. Who knew that multi-line text could be so nice? Oh my god. Stupid. Can hear now? Ah, nice. Yeah, it works. So what was the problem then? I mean, obviously the referencing, and also whenever it tries to add in those extra classes that just literally don't exist. Like, why was it trying to add them in the? I mean, why was it trying to add them in the first place is beyond me. But also then re-enabling them whenever it constantly failed. So you're gonna just re-enable them when you knew that it failed beforehand, which I guess it doesn't have a memory of what what failed before. Yeah. So yeah, we can do show dummies. It now shows it well above, but that we can fix with the probably just the height of it. But yeah, it works. Awesome. I just need to change the formatting a little bit, but yeah, if I can change like the actual text, that would be cool. But this is good enough. Like it's a lot nicer than having just like be like this super long text. You can't even you'd be like spawn 3 team 4 Mary had a little lamb. Yeah, it's cool because then you don't have to worry about the dummy references being there because it's just the text in the world, right? This is just because it's not just a hologram. Cool. That's so nice. Yay! What's the management of the holograms for loading and unloading on shut? Yeah, that was an issue before. Just the dummies themselves. If I exit the world and pop back in, the holograms will, or the dummies will be there, and then it says show dummies, which yeah, it's not saving the list or not saving the array of whatever's active or inactive on restart, but that's fine. Cool.
Oh.
Awesome. Now read. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. I'm probably gonna get dinner soon too. So, but yeah, thank you for the help again. That's freaking awesome. So cool. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. You back 4. Let's go. PP. Let's go. 4. Show dummies just to make sure that this works. Yes, it does. $14, $18, $24, $28. Okay, cool. Nice. That's awesome. Okay. UI, 4, hide. Done. Cool. All right. Yeah, so this methodology we just did too. I mean, the text is super nice. Again, it's just for our sake, so that we go through here and we go to 4 and we're like, hey, I want to delete player spawn 4. I don't know which one that is. How do I know which one that is?
Oh.
So now when we enable dummies and I'm like, oh, player 4, I can go, here we go, player 4. Maybe I can even, I probably can add a button to do like a particle effects around the one that needs to get edited. And that way you have a visual as far as like which one it is. It would be cool to have like a multi-HUD open or like a side thing like this, so that you can like click on something and it'll show in game. That would be nice. But then those are like nice haves, like wants at the end of the day, and they're not going to worry about that yet. But that's just that'll be a nice feature in the future to have. But just even the ability to do that is freaking awesome. But now, because we have the logic to spawn in like any of that stuff, spawning in the mobs, like specific mobs for fighting mobs or for like a mob arena, now we can
Oh.
do with no issue. So that's freaking awesome. And then yeah, you can still. Oh yeah, I didn't create the arena over here. You just go here. You go create. We'll call this 10. Great. Done. And then if you go 1, TP, keep it right to 1. Go 10. TP, go 10. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay, so the text. Okay. Yeah, I just want to ask it. Okay, that works. You can clear out your to-do list. I don't want to doing other shit right now. It's just gonna freaking break everything. I had a hell of a time earlier today, trying to get a bunch of this logic down. He was like screwing stuff up left and right. Cool. Yeah, of course. I just wanted to ask it a question before. And then tonight, after I have dinner, I'm going to go through the Gemini file and I'm going to completely restructure it so that it, like, the core, like, wants and stuff. Because the phrase that Alden gave me the other day was fantastic. If it actually follows it. It was really good. What was it? I have it here. Yeah, I need to move its instructions like to the very top so it knows that. Yeah, strict execution mandate. Yeah, direct and objective communication. You are not a yes man, enabler, or syncopath. You may disagree with the user and include your reasoning. Your goal is to not please me, but to be a sparring partner who keeps me honest. Be concise, direct, and objective. Do not use the phrases like "you're absolutely right" or "great question." Avoid praise, validation, or meta commentary about my input. Yeah, those instructions need to be at the very top of the Gemini file. That's what I want to kind of restructure. Like what the core, like, instructions for the project should be for it to follow. But definitely, like, the one time I did that and it was following it, it was like night and day, like super short, sweet, like commentary. It was like, oh, it's great. It's like, please stop with the glazing. It's really annoying. And it's just like, it's a waste of like tokens. Like, it's such a waste of text. Okay. Since it's all working now, is it possible to change the font size, color, grams? It's just a question. Specify. We are not coding anything on that. This is just a question. So you can just answer me. That's it. Yes. Want to know if there's anything else we can alter with the text right now. Probably not from what we've gathered so far, but I just want to see. Programs use the nameplate components. Nameplate supports basic color changes via embedded color codes. It generally lacks direct API over advanced text formatting like font size, font family, or granular styling. Adjusting the font size beyond what might be possible, the entry scale with might be possible with entity scaling, but the nameplate supports it is improbable. Is not directly exposed for the nameplate API itself. Because you can scale other entities. Can you look into I know you can scale. Because I know you can scale entities in the game. So if this is just another entity in that sense, then why can't you scale this too? Cool. All right. Code-based investigator agent is going. Yes, then this is done and working. I need to get the if their dummies are out and you exit the world and go back in. I need to make sure that that works. Next is going to be the queue for joining the game. And then once you're in a queue and the game starts, then we need to track the player's location and their inventory. That's going to be the big one, is saving the player's original location is going to be easy. The inventory isn't, or not as easy, but it's going to be possible. I just have to figure out like how to save their inventory so that it can be given back to them without you having to do anything, because it's stupidly annoying to have to empty your inventory to play a freaking game. And then to give the player a kit should be relatively simple. And I have to do the joining the PvP arena, which arena you're joining, and then I got to do like how many rounds, basically how many rounds, and like what the game. I should mock the UI, but like, what's the game mode? How many rounds? Setting it, starting it, ending it early if you want to end it. If you want to cancel the arena and just stop the game, it'll give you your inventory back and teleport you back, and give you inventory. A code-based investigator confirms the entity scaling is possible via entity scale component and directly impacts nameplate rendering. Each hologram line can be being a distinct entity, therefore can be individually scaled, allowing for variable font size with multi. Yes. Okay, so I want to make sure that it does that. I want to make a copy of the source that I have it. Copy. New folder. My backup method is really stupid, but it works for now. Paste. Okay. Source is done. Okay. Can you try? Let's see what the. All right, let's see. Let's see if it works. Like, yeah, it's an entity, so and you can scale on the game, so you should be able to scale that too. Default scale to 1.5f. So this should be relatively simple for it to do. Okay, there it goes. Midday. Next to the game. We go over here. We copy. We paste. Replace. Go back into the world. What? Okay, so the arena 6. Okay, I might have to alter the 6 arena location. I can do that now, actually. Let's do location. Cool. Is that larger? I can't tell. my eyes. I want to. Let's do that. Let me see if I can change it by. I'm gonna change it by hand. And make it like stupidly large and see if it makes a big difference. There we go. Where is it? There it is. Hologram manager. It was save. Build. Because I put it from 1.5 to 3.5. So hopefully it's a, you know, a significant jump in scale to test it. Oh, did I leave the... I left the dummies out, didn't I? I think I did. No, it looks the same. Maybe I have to redo it. Yeah, now there's... Yeah, now there's gonna be multiple there. Hold on. Hide. Yeah, so that's where the issue is gonna be. doesn't look larger. Oh, because my windows not. Let me try to make my windows. No, it's the same. So yeah, I changed my window size. It's the same. They didn't really change anything. Okay. I tried changing the scale to 3.5, and I do not see any in size of that text. We'll see. Unless it's in another location, then transfer changing it to. Okay, so change it to. Okay, so change it to 5. Okay. Paste. Nope. That 100% does not work. Okay. No, the text did not change at all. No, I did not work at all. It wants me to check the server's logs. Hold on. Explore. Is it roaming? User data. Saves. Plugin. Logs. Sorry, I gotta exit completely out. Copy. Do do do. Okay. All right. Server. Okay. Add the server log. We'll see if it does find it at all. Declaring a client-side rendering issue. The nameplate is scaling. Understanding steps for investigating. Okay, so that just might not work. We'll just keep it in there for now since it's literally not crashing the game at all. It just might not be available for that, or the terminology for it just might not be, or the way it's coded is not set right. All right, buddy, I'm gonna get some dinner. Thank you so much for hanging out. Made some progress. I'm probably gonna do this tomorrow. I might go live just even though like typical Thursday, but I'm just gonna end up doing this, so it's gonna be really boring and just. Yeah, if you want to watch me yell at AI, I'll be here. But yeah, hopefully more features tomorrow since we got this finished. But yeah, also I'm gonna mock the UI out also just to make it look nice and pretty and what the flow should be. Cool. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks again for hanging. Peace.